everybody, it's Shindy and Chick, and in this video I'm going to be showing you guys best way to fish with some tips for Final Fantasy 15. I know I had a lot of trouble kind of looking around and trying to find out where to fish, how to fish, best techniques, and I ended up doing a lot of trial and error, so I'm here to show you guys. Here I am at the seaside area where you see it's like the open ocean, and I camped here. So it's a good spot to camp. You might have to wait till you get kind of towards the end of the game for this spot to be available, but at the same time, you're not going to have the money to buy the stuff you need either to get here. So here we are at this good little fishing spot and camping spot, and this is a nice, good open area, fishing area for you to land a big fish. Okay, so the most important thing you're going to need is a new rod and reel from the one they gave you. And right up here you see Bert's Bobbers stuff. That is up here in Vesperpool. So if you were to park right at that road below and then just take chocobos and maybe walk right up there, you'll get to go to his bait shop. He sells the best rod and reel in the game. They're expensive. They're about 10,000 gil each, but it will enable you to reel in the big fish a lot easier. So we're going back down here to where we started, where I told you there's the big open ocean. We're going to catch a big fish. So I'm here, I camped night early in the morning. So you can see it's 6 a.m. and we're going to walk down here to this dock, start our fishing. Alright, so let's take a look at the gear I have set up for this fishing. And we're going to go down to where it has the rod. And you can see the rod is a lot better than the one that you come with. Here is the reel. We're doing a comparison in the defense, and you can see that it's a lot more. Going back to the rod, you could see that the rod here I have is a lot better, and you need that 10,000 gil rod to do yourself better. We're looking over here at the lures, and generally you just want to choose one that has saltwater kind of in the name, something for deep water fishing or saltwater, since this is the ocean and the fish are bigger. You generally just don't want to use the ones that you originally got in the game. So the one I'm using here is the Chrome Rainbow one. So yeah, you can see that one check mark. I'm just going through the rest. Those are a little bit more expensive. I usually like to keep at least two in case I lose one. But that's the one I'm using here for this area. You don't have to use that one. I usually use this one or the one next to it. So that depends on you. The line is very important. You see I don't have Spider Silk. I only have these two, Super Baleen and the Dragon. Because a lot of times with these fish that are a lot harder, they will take around 1,000 of your durability. I witnessed them about 1,000 to 1,200. Sometimes if you get lucky, it only takes 500, but you know, why chance it? So Super Baleen is just about the cheapest you want to go. I like to use Super Baleen because a lot of times I use about 1,200 durability, so you're throwing away a lot less than if you throw away a more expensive Dragon reel, you know? So, well, let's go ahead and choose where we want to go ahead and cast our line. You want to make sure you cast right in one of these areas, you know, not this extra blue area where there's nobody there. You want to go in one of these flashing gold dots or blue, and you can see the red status bar at the top is saying that there is interest. What I normally did is I just tapped the right trigger really slowly. Bam, there is my bite. And okay, the best technique for this to make sure you don't kill your line, obviously you want to make sure you do that maneuver correctly, is I really laid off on the reeling. And you see every time it says tension, just completely take your finger off of the right trigger. And you just want to be moving the left control stick left and right depending on what it says on the screen. Every time, see like right here, every time you see that the tension is not there, you can tap a little bit on that right trigger and reel him in a little bit and get him tired. Of course, every time he pops, you want to make sure that you have whatever maneuver, whatever control, whatever direction it's supposed to be, you want to make sure that you tapped it that way. So you can see I'm going left and right. And another thing you want to keep note of is look at where your fish is. If it's splashing too much, the tension is going to be really high, he's going to break your line. If it's not splashing, it's pretty easy to just, you know, do a full reel and just hold that right trigger in. So it's a lot of patience. It's back and forth, mainly left and right of the control stick, paying attention of the tension. And as soon as you see that opening, you just hold the right trigger and your line should last. So in this one, I only used about half, but this is a little small guy. So this is an example of just one of the little small ones first, and you can see how it didn't necessarily even take that much of my line. Durability. So another thing is, again, you know, let me use a different one. I usually like to experiment with different reels. And I didn't have much luck with this particular lure at all. So note, if you throw in an area where there's a very high population of fish and you don't even see the red bar, it means that they're probably not interested in that lure at all. I did go ahead, you can see that I threw it in a couple different areas to see if anything would be interested, and I threw it right directly in a spot where there's a bunch of fish, and nobody was interested. So this is not a good particular lure that you would want to use, for instance, for this area. Alright, unfortunately I had lost my last one, so I'm choosing the super baleen now. And then I'm going to be choosing, let's see, a different one that I didn't lose. I'll go with that one. I like that one a lot. It works. So let's go with works well. Let's try this again. And I threw it right in there. Immediate interest. You do what you normally do. You tap that right trigger very slowly and intermittently until that red bar grows. You can see it's growing right now. And I'm just tapping about every second. And you tap it just to get that interest. That bar is growing. Bam, got him. Okay, so remember, you just want to be going left and right with that control stick because you don't want to be reeling in too fast or your line will slap. And you don't want that line to snap. So left and right, I mean, there's a lot of patience involved. Every time he jumps up, prepare yourself to be able to move the left control stick wherever direction it wants you to. And you see where you see the line where the fish is, as long as he's not splashing around, you should be able to reel in that line and it not take too much of your durability. So bam, he's up. Alright, move it out to the right. Keep going, tension, let go. Alright, moving left and right, stopped. Okay, popped up again. And every time he pops up, he's also getting closer to you catching him. So you definitely want to perform those maneuvers right. If you do perform it wrong, sometimes it'll just completely snap your line and that's it. Or not snap your line, you completely lose him. So again, you get here towards the end, you get close, you keep going. I'm moving left and right. And I know you get close, you got to be careful. And I got a lot of line left for this one. And then there you go. See, Noctis had to put his rod down. And there's my big one. Big sea bass. And then, of course, when you get a big one, your buddies like to come up to you, congratulate you on your big fish. So catch a couple of these, or catch a lot, and you can eventually get yourself to level 10. But this is how I caught the big fish. I hope this helps people out that are watching. I know I had a little bit of trouble trying to figure out what to buy, where to fish, and, you know, the individual techniques. So I hope you guys can take this and learn a little bit. Like to thank everybody for watching. This is Chindian Chick. I'll see you next time. Bye.